Not clear what role the weather played in it, but as you can see there, the snow was coming down. Police on the scene told me one person had minor injuries and the driver of one of the cars fled the scene. They were still looking for the driver at the time, but say they do know who it was. Well, Connor Preggers joining us now. And Connor, our weather taking a downturn could mean some trouble if you're out there on the roads tonight, or possibly for the morning drive as well.
Yeah, we're expecting these conditions, to persist overnight into early tomorrow morning. We haven't had the wintry conditions yet, especially in the eastern half of the state. We're not used to it, but please be careful out there. We're expecting this to persist. And with that, our watches and warnings board is lighting up here. We can see the purple for winter storm warning over in our region, and then pushing over to the pink. That's a heavier warning there. Most of the damage being done to our east, but we can already see it. I was looking out in front of the studio just a little while ago. We already got an inch or so piling up here, expecting maybe another 2 or so overnight. Again, areas of snow, slick travel, mostly in the eastern half of the state, and it's going to continue overnight and into tomorrow. So if you do have those travel plans, please be careful out there. Wintry conditions will persist. I'll break down why this is happening, the whole system that's going on, and the forecast for the coming days in just a little bit.
On the fourth day of the partial government shutdown, President Donald Trump reiterated it will not end without a barrier at the border. The president video conferenced troops this Christmas Day before speaking to reporters on a range of topics. Natalie Brand is on Capitol Hill with more.
I can't tell you when the government's going to be open. I can tell you it's not going to be open until we have a wall, a fence, whatever they'd like to call it.
President Trump offered no hints of when the government shutdown could come to an end, claiming thousands of government employees working without pay understand.
They want border security. The people of this country want border security.
The president spoke to reporters after calling troops to wish them a Merry Christmas.
I just want to thank you all. That was a great job you've done.
That was not the message Mr. Trump had for the Federal Reserve one day after a Christmas Eve stock market tumble.
They're raising interest rates too fast. That's my opinion, but I certainly have confidence.
The president was also asked by reporters what he expects in the new year when Democrats take control of the U.S. House next week on January 3rd.
Well, then it's probably presidential harassment, and we know how to handle that. I think I handle that better than anybody. And there's been no collusion. After 2 years, no collusion.
President Trump canceled his Florida holiday plans to stay in Washington, D.C. amid the shutdown. But Capitol Hill is a Christmas ghost town, with lawmakers not returning until Thursday afternoon. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Well, after its worst Christmas Eve ever, there will be a lot of nervous eyes on the stock market when it opens again tomorrow morning. The Dow plunged more than 650 points Monday, continuing on the road to its worst December since the Great Depression of 1931. The S&P 500 also on track for the worst December in its history. Stocks have given up $1 trillion alone this month, putting us officially in a bear market where stocks see a 20% decline or more from a recent high. The government shutdown and concerns over trade driving the volatility on Wall Street, and President Trump's tweets about the Fed also possibly adding to the jitters. Well, tonight we are getting a better look at the devastation left behind from a powerful tsunami that slammed Indonesia. This was the scene as panicked villagers ran through the streets after rumors spread that another tsunami was on the way. That fortunately turned out to be a false alarm, but there is already incredible damage and the death toll continues to rise. More than 400 people are confirmed dead. Hundreds more are injured. Many are still missing. Scientists say a nearby volcano created a landslide that triggered the tsunami, and that because there was not an earthquake, there was no warning. Prosthetics and orthotics have the ability to add quality to the lives of everyone from athletes to amputees. One specialist at Treasure State Orthotic and Prosthetic Clinic gave Q2 an inside look at how they're improving lives right here in our state.
This is where we do all the magic and hear all the artwork.
One local man has been making these life-altering creations for over 30 years.
Our job is to make them more comfortable, hopefully have them heal, and be able to make them more ambulatory and give them more independence.
Tim Arrowwood got his start in the military and continued when he returned.
This person's a transmet amputee, so they've lost their toes for whatever reason, and our deal is to support the foot therapeutically right, and biomechanically support them.
Treasure State services everyone from the sports medicine community to patients recovering from a trauma.
The athlete, to the child, to the elderly, to the disease-stricken.
Experience coupled with advancements in the field have allowed for unique applications of his passion.
I love to work with my hands, and I see a picture and I can build it. So he can hold different things a different way.
Okay.
And normal function's usually about there, because that way they'll bring it up like when they're trying to eat.
Arrowwood says that no two people's needs are the same and stresses the importance of the availability of a custom-made product. This helps to increase comfort, longevity, and safety.
When he fires it just right or moves that arm just right, he can push on those sensors and open and close the hand.
Evolutions in technology have only broadened the horizons of what they can create.
They get an iPod and they can program 10 or 9 different movements that they choose to do. Seeing somebody stand for the first time when they've lost a limb, I look at it, it's like, no challenge is too big.
In Billings, Jenny Fick, MTN News.
Treasure State Orthotics and Prosthetics has 4 offices in Montana. The Billings office is located at 506 North 32nd Street. The folks at the Montana Rescue Mission spreading the holiday cheer today. This afternoon, volunteers served the mission's 69th annual Christmas dinner. It was a traditional holiday meal with all the fixings, a chance for those less fortunate to get out from the cold and celebrate the holiday together. For the DeBorg family, it was a holiday spent together, helping others.
The best thing was people walking in by themselves and being able to find a table to sit at with other people that were just looking for community and conversation on today's holiday, and I think that was the best thing.
It's been a lot of fun. I really love to see the smile on people's faces and that you can really just change their day by just a simple smile or just serving them a nice warm meal on such a special day. It means a lot to come out here and give back to the community with people that are less fortunate, and it's just nice to know that you're helping.
Those at the rescue mission say that while the slots to help volunteer on Christmas always fill up fast, they're looking to keep the holiday spirit of giving going this year. For the next 12 days, they're looking for volunteers to help serve evening meals and assist with other projects. If you'd like to help, you can go to their website, montanarescuemission.org. People all around the world celebrating Christmas today. CBS News correspondent Hillary Lane has more from New York on the festivities and services.
Tens of thousands of faithful filled St. Peter's Square at the Vatican to hear the Pope's annual Christmas message. Pope Francis urged unity for people with different ideas to respect and listen to one another. Bells tolled in Bethlehem for a midnight mass in the biblical West Bank city. Cheers greeted the British royal family who attended a church service in the English countryside. Queen Elizabeth II spoke about the birth of Jesus in her annual message.
I believe his message of peace on earth and goodwill to all is never out of date.
There was peace on earth, including in parts of Syria. It was the first time since 2011 people in and around Damascus could celebrate without fear of war. U.S. troops keeping the peace overseas held celebrations in Afghanistan and Kuwait. Soldiers sent greetings from afar.
Natalie and Elizabeth, I love you girls.
And across the nation, including in Los Angeles, there was giving to those in need.
When you are without a home and without family, you can feel especially lost and forgotten.
Thousands of children and their families received presents at the Midnight Mission to help them have a very Merry Christmas. Hillary Lane, CBS News.
Well, Pope Francis also spoke about Syria, Ukraine, and the Korean Peninsula in his annual Christmas message. We certainly hope that you had a great Christmas. Coming up here on Q2, it's an icy Christmas tradition that takes place right in your backyard. We're going to explain. Plus, while many spent their Christmas Eve opening gifts, this little girl spent it giving back with help from man's best friend. Then later in sports, our countdown continues with number 9, a local swimmer who will make a big splash at the best college program in the world.
You're watching MTN News with Jay Cohn and Janelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire and sports with Scott Green. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.